Hey everybody, Greg Milby, Community Storyteller for Kentucky's Heartland. This big tall drink of water is Rick Gaines with the Elizabethtown Hardin County Industrial Foundation. Rick's been a busy man, and I do appreciate you taking time, as you have a lot this year, to talk about the advancements that are happening in our community, not just with one company, but multiple companies.
Yeah, lots of things going on.
So let's just jump right into it. SK Battery Park. I know there is a bunch of things to talk about with that right now.
Yeah, well, just in general, construction has begun in one form or another. They're doing site prep work. They're developing their infrastructure on the site, as far as they're going to have a couple of concrete plants there. They're making huge detention basins, which again will take care of the stormwater. They haven't really got into the actual buildings yet, but that's coming. They keep increasing the amount of people that are on site working. They're in the process of finishing up what they are working on, what they call Trailer City, which is where all of their construction trailers for all the different subcontractors will be. So there's just a lot of activity, and then you add with that the work that the Transportation Cabinet is doing to realign Highway 222 and connect it to the new interstate exit at 86. They're going to move the current 222 exit, exit 86, down about 600 feet, build a new overpass, and realign 222 to come into the site a little differently. So they've got some temporary work that they've done, and if you drive by there, you're obviously going to see a lot of construction activity. It's probably best, if you are local and you want to visit Glendale, I would not go down I-65 and get off on exit 86. Just for convenience, I would go US 62 and drive across 222. Just a lot of activity.
Or just on New Glendale Road.
Exactly, New Glendale Road. There's just a lot of activity, a lot of truck traffic, and just to avoid that area is probably best for the time being. But it's exciting. Again, the contractors keep adding people. If you know anybody that's looking for a construction job, I'm sure they can check with them and find out where to sign up. But lots of good things happening down there. We continue to monitor that progress. Blue Oval SK is now a official entity. Ford and SK Innovations have signed their joint venture agreement, so they begin to put those two organizations together and bring them together, not only with the workforce, but also with their training programs and that sort of stuff.
Let's circle back a little bit and talk more construction, because I know it's not just what we see there, and I know it looks like things are moving fast, but really it's not, because we've got a long way to go. Even when you talk about the new interchange there on I-65, we're a couple of years away from that at least.
I would say that's probably a 2 construction season job, and maybe a little more than that. The highway department would have to tell me, and I should know, but I'm thinking it will be done by the time that the plant is ready to open or ready to start opening.
So what else are they working on around there that maybe people will start to see or see now that I've probably had questions about it?
Yeah. You're going to see a lot of, first off, you're going to see a lot of survey crews, especially down on the south end along Gilead Church, because the Transportation Cabinet is going to do a widening project of Gilead Church from US 31W all the way over to the railroad tracks. So you're going to see a lot of work there, activity around surveying and stakes in the ground and that sort of thing. You're going to see a lot of activity in the area over closer to the railroad tracks, with KU's going to be building a big substation, electric substation there to supply the site with electricity. They're also in the process of building a couple of power lines to the site. So there's just going to be a lot of things going on there, and it's all going to be, it's going to be a 2 or 3, 4 year process as it comes out. Now, right now, they're not actually, building any buildings. They've still got some stream work to do, and then they'll start flattening the site out to build the footers and foundations for the facilities. But I mean, how long does it take to put footers in on a 4 million square foot building? It's going to take a while.
And then I drove by there, gosh, it was a couple of weeks ago, and now that you're starting to see a lot of the trees out of the way,
Yeah.
It's hard to fathom the size of that. It really, truly is.
It is.
And that does kind of overpower your mind of industry when you think about that. 4 million square feet. But that's not the only thing happening in our community. There have been, matter of fact, there have been some announcements as of late, and I know as we tape this, there was an announcement this morning of another project coming to town.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, we did an announcement on a Korean company who is a supplier to the EV battery industry, and not necessarily Blue Oval SK, but it can supply all of the battery companies that are going to be locating around Kentucky. A company called Lotte, L-O-T-T-E, aluminum, large company in South Korea. They're going to be making aluminum sheets that are used in the development and building of the batteries. And then about 30 minutes ago, excuse me, we announced another company, Advanced Nano Products, another Korean company which will invest about $50 million here in Elizabethtown and hire about 90 plus employees.
It's first venture into the United States
First
market.
venture, both of them, first ventures in the U.S. market, and they're both companies are related to the EV battery market. So exciting stuff. It's they're looking at our community, and we've Andy and I have met with both of them numerous times, and we have a significant Korean population here in Hardin County due to our relationship at Fort Knox, and that's been, I think it's been a plus. And of course, the industrial park here is prepared and ready to go. The city has always been a great partner and has helped us get through some of the stuff that we've been working on. And the power company, Nolan Rural Electric, we've had to move some power lines and bring in some new supply, and so everybody's working together. We have a couple of more projects that we've been working on, and we're showing some sites that we don't even own. So I mean, we're showing folks sites all over the county. So it's exciting stuff.
You talk in the music business, they talk about overnight success. An artist all of a sudden has a hit, and everybody's like, wow, what was it like, to have that overnight success? And he's like, well, it was about 10 years of hard work playing in clubs and that. On the industrial park side, you guys have been working for a lot of years to build the infrastructure that we have. And now all of a sudden, it seems like industry is coming from all over the place to call Elizabethtown and Hardin County home. At what point do we run out of space? Are we getting pretty close now? Because
we're getting pretty close.
There's a lot of new businesses in industry coming to town.
We have been we've been fortunate in the 21 years I've been here doing this that we've had good sites. We've kept up with land inventory, and we've grown, a little bit each year. This Ford project, obviously, it's kind of like the Toyota thing in the 90s. When it comes, it has to bring its suppliers. Now, there'll be a lot less suppliers with this battery company, I believe, than it was with an assembly plant. But yeah, it's land is becoming an issue, and it's something that we've, as the foundation, have talked about and are pursuing. I think right now we're trying to manage what small parcels we have left, and then look to do something in the near future. And then again, this is driven by that 21 years of putting that site in Glendale in ready shape and being prepared to go. Now, did we know it would be something this epic and new technology and
Don't lie
cutting
and
edge?
say you did.
No, probably not. And I don't know that anybody did, because this battery thing came up pretty quick. I saw something this morning in the automotive news where in California, they're talking about you won't be able to purchase a ICE or internal combustion engine vehicle after 20 something, whatever. So it's changing rapidly. I think we're going to, the public it's going to take the public some time to catch up with it. But if you think about most cases with electric vehicles, I think I'm going to invest in one because, for 99% of what you do, that works. A 300-mile range, very rarely do you travel over 300 miles unless you're on a vacation. So anyway, it's going to be exciting to watch. I know, as I said, Andy and I have been extremely busy. He's working on 4 or 5 other things right now too. So
That's good.
It's great. I mean, it is what it is. We've had great success, and again, it's because the close working relationship that we have always had with the county and with city governments working together, and the utilities all pulling together. So it's good.
So we talk about all of this industry coming to town, and it's great. More people move into town. You've got all this stuff that's going on. But thinking about the citizens in this community that maybe want to get a job at the battery park, or they want to get a job at one of the suppliers or one of these new industries that's coming to town, that partnership with ECTC, that's going to mean a lot to our community. So where are we in that process?
The real key to all of the expansions and the new companies that we've landed in the last 20 years has been a direct result of a lot of work by not only Elizabethtown and Hardin County, but the college is such a key driver to all this. Dr. Pate, and I mean, he is involved right up in the middle of all of this sports stuff. I mean, they probably deal with him more on a daily basis than they are me right now, because they're really focused on putting that piece together. But all of our industries here have benefited from that, and will benefit from the expansion at the school, the new facility down at Glendale. I think it's going to be something that we see. I think we'll see people move here, because all of these jobs that these new jobs that we've just acquired. I just got back from Canada. I went and spent 4 or 5 days in Canada with the Kruger folks, and visited the paper mill that makes the paper that they ship down here to make boxes. I mean, they just love Elizabethtown, and I think once these companies get here and they get settled, we're going to see people realize that, hey, that's the place where we need to go and live. And we've got there are good jobs here, we've got great schools, and we're kicking up our entertainment game. We've got new restaurants and things going on. So I mean, it's all, you got to have all of that to make it work. And I'm just excited for what the future holds for us here.
It is definitely bright. In Kruger, it is a bright spot for sure. I had a chance to go through their facility last week, and it's phenomenal. So,
and they're getting ready to really ramp it up. They're running their splitter, which makes the cardboard and the corrugators and all that stuff. So they're really ramping up now, and going to be producing at 100% here for too long. It's
a wonderful facility. Rick, thanks for the time, and thanks for all the work you've done. I know you put lots of years into making this happen, and lots of years for this overnight success. And I appreciate all the long hours and the hard work that you've put in to put Elizabethtown and Hardin County on the map.
Well, and I get people talk about that and say, you just got to have a love for your community. Carl Swope and I were talking here not too long ago. Of course, Carl's a local guy too. You got to have a real love for your community. And if you do, this work comes easy. So it's exciting.
All right, he's Rick Games with the Elizabethtown Hardin County Industrial Foundation, and we're going to keep giving you these updates of everything that's happening with the industrial community, because it's not just a battery park. It is so much more that's happening here. Yeah. I'm Greg Milby, Community Storyteller, and this is Kentucky's Heartland.